Yeah, welcome back guys to this best of 3 series. We are at game 3, the last game of this group series here. Yeah, second set of groups, Group B, round 1. Yikes, I don't even know how to introduce this. Lots of talking. Yeah, normally I haven't done full series lately, and it's really telling because my throat is starting to hate it. Trying my best not to get laryngitis again, but no guarantees. Yeah, two very abrupt endings on first two games. The second game I think was a lot clearer on who won, but yeah, the second game. Infi definitely was very stubborn with his mass frostworms. A normal person, or at least a viewer would say, like, why didn't he transition? But, like, I don't know, maybe Infi was in the mentality of he's too far gone, he really can't afford to transition into something else, which I'm not even sure if that's true because he got Froststone upgrades, which means that he could definitely just go mass Crypt Fiends, and he had double Crypts, so he could like accelerate his Crypt Fiend production a lot more than he would normally. So I don't know why he didn't just transition. Maybe it's because he had the Dreadlord, but then again the Dreadlord didn't really do too much with the Frost Realms synergistically, so it was a really weird game. But either way, Tyrannus stands here. Infi once again randoming me into Undead as the red Undead player on the bottom right. FoCuS blue Orc in the top left. I'm not sure if the colors keep swip swapping. But either way, Tyrannus stands, relatively small map. But this is the longest game of the 3, which is very head scratching. I don't know why this is. So I'm curious to see what happens here. It seems like we are going to stick with the Dreadlord for Infi. He picks up a Sack Skull once again, so potential attempt at expanding here. Blade Master might have caught wind of this early, or maybe he's just going to harass early. I do not know, actually. Oh, never mind. Yeah, FoCuS is now aware of this early expansion, and he's actually going to reveal himself early, so he's going to tell his opponent that, yes, I know you are about to do this, yeah, which, probably not that great. Expansion is going to fizzle out, it seems, as the Dreadlord is not capable of fending off against this Blade Master. He did lose a ton of agility as well. It kind of went over to FoCuS, which is probably don't want to do that. That's like 1 or 2 additional like base damage upgrade for him. So yeah, this entire strategy is now compromised because he already did it in game 2. So I'm not sure what Infi wants to do with this. Maybe he's gonna try again with just a lot more ghouls. But, we'll see. The Dreadlord does have Dust Appearance, so he can sleep onto that Blade Master. Blade Master still has one more Windwalk in him, so even if he does go for a Sleeps Around, he'll just Windwalk out of that. But Infi has to do something because he just used his last charge of Dusted Appearance. There we go, is going to force another Windwalk, but Dust has pretty much worn out. This is not looking good for Infi, to be honest, because the Blade Master could definitely go after the Dreadlord and force a TP Scroll here. There we go, Windwalk onto the Dreadlord. Is going to incite a sleep, however. And now that the Blade Master's out of mana, is not going to be able to Windwalk out of that. So in actual fact, Infi was actually able to bait out the Blade Master of FoCuS. FoCuS, I think he canceled his second auto. I definitely do think if he went for that second attack, he would have been able to take out the Dreadlord, but he kind of like did his first attack and then backed off a little bit. Meanwhile, the Dreadlord just got enough time to go for the sleep, so really weird. We are going to have FoCuS going for double bestiary. This could mean mass raiders or mass wind riders. But yeah, with this fast expand, I would assume it's going to be wind riders.
A player's forces are under attack.
Or it could just be raiders. I mean, both options are pretty good. They both, like, raiders are for like base breaking, wyverns are just for economic harassment. So I don't know what exactly FoCuS wants, but judging by this Fire Lord, it seems like it might just be mass raiders instead. The Ruby Tower is up and about as the Fire Lord gonna spawn yet another lava spawn there. He is gonna be out of mana now, so needs to be super careful about his only lava spawn. He needs enough auto attacks just so he can split, but he is already down to about 25% health. I believe he needs, like, I really wish there was a counter for the lava spawn. It's really hard to keep track of the number of attacks that he's done, but I'm pretty sure it's less than 10 now. Right, it's still very awkward, this scenario here, that okay, lava spawn is finally going to split. It's so weird because Infi actually forced this basics this fast expand. So let's see how well he will be able to do with this. I do hear the Wind Riders popping out here. So, okay, yet again another guess that I made turned out to be incorrect here. Fire Lord is gonna go down, but the Blade Master could potentially go after the Blade Master. It seems like that's not gonna be the case, as this Sentry Ward able to keep track of the Blade Master during invis is super clutch. And now with Wind Riders without the aid of a Fire Lord, it's I don't know how he was able to break the space anymore. Like, sure, if he went raiders, they would, this Horse Gold Mine would be finished off a lot quicker. But with Wind Riders, I just don't know anymore, because these guys usually only go after workers, and I mean, yeah, it's working right now, but not sure for how long, because if we're judging by game 2, we're probably gonna go the same thing here from Infi, which is just gargoyles into mass frostworms. Second crypt is going to be cancelled there. Second Necrop also probably just to act as a ziggurat, because most of these ghouls were actually out during the field and not back at base harvesting lumber. Okay, Wind Rider's going after the Acolytes once again.
The town is under siege.
Yeah, now we're starting to produce those raiders there. Which I guess, yeah. I mean, I know I'm flacking in FoCuS pretty hard, but now that I do see that there's like so many ghouls on the field, maybe FoCuS is just being wary of just the sheer amount of ghouls on the ground, so raiders would probably be just free experience for the undead player. It's just that Wind Riders don't seem to be very long-term focused to me. Now that we have a Spirit Tower as well, I'm not sure how many opportunities these Wind Riders are going to get in terms of just being useful.
A player's forces are under attack.
We do see Crypt Fiends being produced here, so it seems like a transition into Crypt Fiends rather than air units, which, sure, I don't mind too much. Frostworms definitely would have been exciting to see, but it would have just forced FoCuS to start producing Bat Riders, which then would eventually lead to Crypt Fiends, but yeah, going straight Crypt Fiends is just solid in general, I guess. Last Sentry Ward is going to get popped down here, spawning the Blade Master. The Fire Lord, on the other hand, Not doing too much, unfortunately. Because those towers were able to be established, his lava spawn hasn't really gotten to be able to free hit as much. But here we go here, but level 2 Fire Lord is going to be attained. He will most likely have Soul Burn as a second ability, but I mean, Lava Spawn already takes a huge amount of mana in itself, so I'm not sure if he's actually going to even afford to go for more than one ability at this point. FoCuS is going to take down a Crypt Fiend, possibly 2, but he is going to lose maybe his own Wind Riders in exchange for that. Yeah, the Auto Web doing a lot better than Ensnare in general. It's just that Infi doesn't have that many units to finish these Wind Riders off with. Lava Spawn, I believe this is the second generation Lava Spawn, so yeah, I believe his attack counter has reset, and the Fire Lord is halfway to level 3. I'm super surprised about that. We'll be able to get level 3 on his Blade Master at least, as soon as he takes down this Renegade Wizard. Greater Healing Potion, pretty useful, especially with the Blade Master running around at 160 health. Yeah, already mined about 1,000 gold here, I believe. So, can Infi do something crazy with the amount of resources he has? So far, not so much, because he is down about 12 supply. And it's really weird because FoCuS has a lot of resources in the bank right now. I think he's looking to expand himself as he is going and about to be completing Fortress Tech here. Gold mine is gonna get cleared out. Expansion attempt second time? Question mark? I don't know about this one. Probably just farming up since his Dreadlord is pretty high level, up to about level 4.5. Infernal didn't really do too much, but that's mainly because his opponent primarily went via Bat Riders. Even though FoCuS does have a decent number of Wind Riders right now, I think FoCuS should be transitioning a little more into ground units. Great Hole is going to get popped down here for FoCuS. And so far that's just it. Nothing else to really report on, to be honest.
A player's forces are under attack.
Still at tier 2 for Infi. He is going to be placing down a second crypt and a slaughterhouse. So it looks to be pretty standard undead stuff here from him now. FoCuS, on the other hand, Fortress Tech, I guess it enables Envenom Spears. I don't know what else it does, to be honest. He doesn't have a Turn Totem to go for turns. Yeah, I don't know. We do indeed have a drop from FoCuS. Fire Lord, I think he's stuck, but either way, is able to pop down the level 2 Lava Spawn, is going to be able to take down this gold mine, and he might just gap. Is going to lose a Raider, unfortunately, on the targeting there with a Zeppelin, but yeah, he's also going to lose a Wind Rider because Auto Web is just super fair. No, it's not the right tab. Yeah, FoCuS still sitting on a lot of resources, is going to go Shadow Hunter third.
Player's forces are under attack.
I just don't know what he's going to do with his endgame army. Oh, is the answer going to be trolls? Seems decent, I think. It's a bit iffy, or at least it's a little mixed against Crypt Fiends, because I believe they all have similar typings and all that. But yeah, I do like trolls. And I'm curious to see how they do in this instance because this game is just a whole lot of weird. Infi has just so many Crypt Fiends on the field right now. 8 Crypt Fiends? 7 Crypt Fiends? Something along those lines. And a good number of destroyers there. Zeppelin probably just being used for scouting.
Players' forces are under attack.
As yet again Dreadlord with a Carrion Swarm is going to take down a good number of those peons, to be honest. And here comes the siege. Can FoCuS do anything about it? I'm not too sure. 4 Wyverns probably not enough to deal with about 7 Crypt Fiends. We do have a Kodo Beast, but yeah, that's kind of about it. One troll berserker, but I mean he's facing such a huge army. It's probably not fair to engage. The Dreadlord's just constantly spamming that Carrion Swarm, which is definitely doing a number on the Orc army here. There we go, probably another Carrion Swarm. There we go, halving basically all those units. One of the wind is going to be used onto that Blade Master as he is trying to go after the statue number 1 here. We do have a Soul Burn onto Dreadlord, but not really focusing on the Dreadlord per se, just going to go after the Crypt Fiends as another Carrion Swarm is going to get tossed. Blade Master down to half health. As the Death Knight was being chased, Soul Burn onto the Dreadlord once again. As I thought Soul Burn decreased armor, but I guess it decreases attack. I guess it makes sense since Alchemist's Acid Bomb decreases armor, so it doesn't really make sense for a second ability to do the same. As Yikes, Carrion Swarm just wipes out both the Troll Headhunters, not Headhunters, Troll Berserkers, as well as the Shadow Priest, Shadow Hunters, so yeah, the Dreadlord is becoming such a scary menace despite not having that much items. Going after this Lava Spawn might give him level 6, nope, he's just a little shies away from that, but yeah, I think Infernals do look pretty good in this particular game. I believe that is the final statue there, is going to go down. Invuln on the Blade Master as if he's just going to back off. He did pretty well, to be honest. FoCuS is... or... I got names confused. FoCuS did pretty well, to be honest. Despite losing a lot of his units, he was able to basically turn the tables in terms of supply. The main problem is this Dreadlord. The Zeppelin might give him level 6 experience, which, yeah, that is a bit of a mistake there. That does enable Infernals. So Trolls, Kodos, and Raiders versus Crypt Fiend Obsidian Statues. We don't have Destroy Form just yet, I don't think. But we are upgrading somewhat, question mark? We are +1 armor. I mean, stat-wise, Crypt Fiends are just a whole lot better than Troll Berserkers, but Berserkers do have their Berserk upgrade, so let's just see how it does. Infernal did a pretty decent chunk of damage on those Raiders and Trolls here. As the Dreadlord is going down to about 300 health. Blade Master did a Windwalk, but he's going to go straight after the Obsidian Statue instead. Death Knight can't really do too much about it. Dreadlord is going to be forced to TV Scroll, as it seems like he is going to lose his last statue once again. Kodo Beast living to see another day, as... yeah, this is not looking good for Infi. He's finally going to go into tier 3, possibly to enable his Destroyer form here. I mean, I think, yeah, I don't know. I really do think destroyers might be the missing piece to Infi's puzzle, to be honest. And yeah, FoCuS is going to be a little screwed when that happens. We are going to have Venom Spears being researched for the Wind Riders here. It's just, are Wind Riders the good option? Yeah, I don't know. But it's way too early to start producing Bat Riders because you haven't seen any destroyers just yet. So it's a tough position for FoCuS to be in.
A player's forces are under attack.
I think he just needs to go into like a full 80 supply army. Because his army comp's still pretty solid. Raiders, Trolls, Kodos. Like, even has double Kodos, which is pretty good. He has the Battle Run upgrade. So, all he just needs is more damage dealing units. Meanwhile, Infi, I mean, I think he's about to get what he wants, which are those destroyers. And he's gonna just start fighting now, it seems. The heroes for FoCuS is currently not home. They are right over the bridge. Kodos should be able to get free snacks if they want to. Infernal trying its best to just be annoying. It's about to expire very soon, and I believe its duration is equal to the cooldown time, so yeah, even though it dies a little early, he will be able to be spawned in about like 10 seconds or so. +2 armor has been completed for those Crypt Fiends. We are going to go into +1 attack upgrade, as we also have a Boneyard being placed down here, so not giving up entirely on those Frost Rooms just yet. Expansion attempt did not actually happen in the bottom left. But yeah, expansion attempt on the top right has been spotted and is being cleared out by Infi. FoCuS on the other hand is just going to be counter-attacking. He already has one base up on his opponent, so there's no reason to, you know, waste so much time defending this one. TP Scroll is going to be used at the main base here, as we still don't have a Necropolis at this expansion. So here comes the Undead defense. Infernal going to hit massively onto the backline here. Scroll of the Beast, however, is going to be used by the Orc army, and he does have Scroll of Healing and the Speed Scroll available just in case he wants to overwhelm his opponent. Army supply is slightly favoring Infi by about 7, but hero-wise, I mean, the Dreadlord's already used his Infernal. He does have a Carrion Storm if he wants to use it, is going to, only taking down a Berserker, but the Blade Master, he doesn't even need mana to be impactful. He can just straight up wail at it at a single target. Sleep is going to come down, but I believe, yeah, just getting attacked is going to quickly wake him up. And snare onto the Dreadlord here. The Death Knight style has enough mana in him, but does the cooldown timer favor him? No, it does not. Dreadlord is going to go down level 6, and we do see the first Frost Room coming out, but I don't think that's what Infi needs right now. He needs his Dreadlord to constantly pumping out those Carrion Swarms, as it seems like the Blade Master by himself is enough to just 1v1 that Frost Worm. Crypt Fiends trying their best to burst down the Kodo Beasts here, but double Kodos, even if you take one down, the second one is still available for the damage aura. Fire Lord is going to pop down on Lava Spawn, and hopefully Lava Spawn will go unnoticed. But yeah, armor supply is still pretty even on both sides. It's just that the Dreadlord kill might be enough of a momentum for FoCuS to work with, as the Crypt Fiend is going to live. Ghouls, just making sure this gold line is not being mined off of. Infernal ensnared into possible takedown here. The Blade Master getting a pretty beefy crit. But once again, his lifetimes I mean, he did last pretty long. It will be a little longer than I guess before to resummon him, but yeah, level 4 Shadow Hunter here. I mean, yeah, Shadow Hunter's been pretty clutch as well with his healing waves. Hex, not so much, but yeah, definitely pretty useful for the Orc army here. FoCuS, ooh, he might lose a Kodo Beast, but he is going to live with about 38 HP. Yeah, definitely doesn't want to be in the fight anymore until he gets healed up. Infi, yeah, he's a little struggling right now. He is going to pop out his Frostworm, I believe the Dreadlord. I thought I heard him being revived, but oh, there he is. Revived at level 6. Does have enough mana for the Infernal if he wants to drink that mana pot. I think he's just going for another beefy stun on that Infernal there. And there we go with the Carrion Swarm to burst that Raider frontline down. But the Blade Master, yikes, despite not having any claws, he is just a menace. Another Ensnare could go down, but the Frostworm just going to get killed off with all the lightning range damage instead. Level 6 for the Blade Master. He does not have enough for a Blade Storm, but yeah, like I said last game, having level 6 is just enough. It kind of ensures that late game is a lot smoother. Even if you can't finish the game, future fights does have that possibility of a Blade Storm. Sleeps around onto that Shadow Hunter there, a bit unlucky on FoCuS's side, is going to be forced to use that TP scroll, as we're just still producing more Raiders. I'm not sure if these Frostworms are needed, to be honest. They're kind of eating away at it against the Destroyer numbers and the Crypt Fiend resources, so I don't think we've seen a single Destroyer this game. But we do have Destroyer form, so it's really weird to see Frostworms being prioritized over the Destroyers, but I guess Frostworms don't really need to go through the gymnastics of devouring buffs into converting mana into using Annihilation. But even so, it's not working. Blade Master going after the statue once again. Is going to transform into Destroyer here, but it's not really going to do too much. Is going to eat up a Death Coil, but it might just be delaying the inevitable, to be honest. Second statue being focus fired as well. It is going to convert into a Destroyer once again, eating a Death Coil, but I believe that is one of the last Death Coils left on that Death Knight. Level 7 Dreadlord here. Is that level 2 Vampiric Aura? I have absolutely no idea. Surprising enough, this aura doesn't show levels, which is kind of weird, despite Unholy Aura showing it. FoCuS still up about 7 supply, but his expansion might go down very soon. Infernal about to be recycled very soon once again. Carrion Swarm doing very nice, dealing damage to these peons. Here comes defense once again. Sleep is going to get cast onto the Blade Master. Wind Rider is going to go down on FoCuS's side. Blade Master is constantly using his mana on Windwalks rather than saving it for a Blade Storm, which I guess is understandable. There's not that many units left on the ground for Infi, so having level 3 Critical Strike is probably a lot more useful. Another Infernal is gonna drop, and it's just gonna be annoying on FoCuS's end. Blade Master, who is he gonna go for? Could go for just straight up Crypt Fiend, but he is gonna get spotted by the Shade. Destroyer being ensnared here. FoCuS is not really in a good position. He's just walking past his opponent, is gonna lose units in the process. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's too fixated on chasing after the Death Knight, but he is losing units while he's on the move. So, that is just gonna be that, it seems. So I believe Infi was able to take it, despite with the majority of that endgame I thought FoCuS was in more favored position, but no, Dreadlord just able to pull his weight and do a whole bunch of crazy things. Level 3 Karen Swarm for most of the game. It's really sad not to be able to see more hero stats, to be honest. I definitely do think that the Dreadlord kind of carried it single-handedly along with his Infernal. But yeah, that is gonna be that. The score is pretty decently close, to be honest. Only about 2,000 apart, 2,500 apart. So that is gonna be this 3-game series. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this, and my throat is dying. I'll see you guys again next time. Take care.